Hi guys, Richard Tice and his partner Isabelle Oakeshott were back once again to embarrass themselves. Damn, I wish Talk TV would pay me a six-figure sum to embarrass myself. Anyway, they invited on Kwasi Kwarteng. Remember him, the guy who trashed the UK economy when he was the Chancellor of the Exchequer under Liz Truss. The guy right after sinking the pound and bringing pension funds to the brink of collapse was toasting his mini-budget with hedge fund managers and I believe his friends in right-wing think tanks. Anyway, Kwasi was on to answer a question that's on everyone's minds. Like, what is a woman? Have a listen to this.
I don't know whether you remember the clip of her getting into a real twist over the definition of a woman and, you know, whether a trans woman is a woman. What is a woman as far as you're concerned?
Well, a woman is somebody like my mother who gives birth or has the capacity to give birth to children.
What the hell does that mean? So he gave two definitions here, or two criteria. One is can and the other is or does. So does give birth or can give birth, because those are two different things. Because if you say does give birth, then you exclude people who have miscarriages. So if a woman has a miscarriage, then she's not a woman because she didn't give birth. Then he changed it to can give birth, because once again, they're two different things. Can, well, what if a woman is sterile or has fertility issues? Is she no longer a woman? Well, according to Kwasi Kwarteng, she isn't.
The question that she got into a pickle over is, are trans women women?
Well, that was a great... I mean, I don't think biologically they are. I think you can call them what you will, but biologically they clearly aren't.
What are you talking about biologically? Woman is a social construct. Now, before people get very angry over that, the same as man is a social construct. Table is a social construct. Apple is a social construct. These are labels we give to things that that meet certain criteria. They have certain characteristics, and we label it man, woman, apple, table, whatever. But for example, man, in the past, man had a different meaning than it does today. For example, we generally say a man, a male adult, and when you're a man, you are different under the law than when you're a child. You can drink alcohol, you can drive a car, you can vote, things like this, depending on which country we're talking about, which adds another level of complexity here because the definition of man is different in different countries. In the past, you were a man when you went to war. You know, it's nothing to do with biology. It's how we view things. We describe things. And this has changed over time as well, of course. Like, people could get married when they were 12, 13 years old in the past. Now we consider it, it's not acceptable. They need to be older. They need to be able to understand what they're getting involved in. I don't think Kwasi Kwarteng understands what a woman is. He doesn't understand biology or social constructs either.
It's extraordinary how so many senior politicians are getting in such a pickle. I mean, it's pretty obvious. It's pretty basic stuff, isn't it?
It is.
It's not basic stuff. It's complicated. Well, for right-wing think tanks and right-wing politicians and right-wing commentators, yes, it is very simple. Because you switch off your mind. I just want something very simple, like, you can have a child. There, you're a woman, see? Don't ask any follow-up questions. This is how it works.
But I think the woke agenda has just taken over. And for Nicola, I mean, she's a very able politician. I mean, to her credit, she's lasted 8 years, which is a lot longer than certainly I was Chancellor. but actually, she got herself into a terrible pickle on these quite basic issues. And I think the woke agenda essentially just
I mean,
took her
but
off.
The woke agenda. What is the woke agenda? If in doubt, pull out the woke card. That got me out of that pickle. They were going to ask me further questions, whether actually they weren't because they're on my side. If I was actually asking Kwasi Kwarteng some questions, I would have asked him, you've defined a woman as somebody who can have a baby. Okay, so if a woman is infertile, she's not a woman. Is that true, Kwasi Kwarteng? You're excluding thousands, hundreds of thousands, maybe millions of women in Britain who have fertility problems. They're not women, right? Okay, is that true? What would he say to that? And have babies. So you're excluding also women who have miscarriages. If they have a miscarriage, then it's not a woman. Why are you saying that? Why are you the authority on whether somebody is a woman or not? Pathetic and ridiculous. And of course, he goes on shows like this and he doesn't get challenged. And Richard Tice there complaining about other politicians not being able to define what a woman is. Kwasi Kwarteng didn't define what a woman is. He gave two conflicting definitions. One is can and the other is do.
The truth.
Okay, and then it's over. Thank God for that. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot.